will choose one of the 4 to bowl against the top seed.
Yes, talking about Essence, Benny. Essence will be on winning because there's 50 bonus spins for a win. So we have 3 games. There'll be 150 bonus spins up for grab.
All right, these 4 teams, one of them will qualify to bowl against the Columbia Rage team for $30,000 in first place prize money. So without further ado, this should be an interesting telecast, Fred Borden, because in essence we have two matches going on simultaneously.
Yes, and we have some of the greatest players of all over this world.
And get used to the hooting and hollering, because we're going to be hearing that and seeing a lot of high fives before this one's all said and done.
That little lady has bowled excellent all week long. She's the only lady in the championship match here today. She's got to be show that.
One thing we should keep an eye on, Fred, it's interesting, we've got brand new AMF anthem pins for this championship, and how will that have an effect in terms of carry?
Well, the 4 belly pins, Danny, they're harder to knock down with a sloppy shot, but they're knocked down better with a good shot. So the premium is on good shot making with new pins. Here's Brian going for a spare now. After that 10 pin cross lane makes it perfect.
You had a chance to shoot a few 10 pins here this week as you went ahead and bowled in the senior side of things. Your team ended up 3rd, and so you had a good week.
Oh, we had a marvelous time. Bowled with a great John Hurd and Bobby Hurd. Ron DeGroat, we had a good time. I'll tell you, team bowling works out.
So we'll move through this first game and give you a little look at obviously all 4 teams involved as we switch now to 56 and 57.
H&B Ball Factory and Storm Products bowling the match on 55 and 56.
And this player right here, Tennelle Milligan of Penn State University, can turn it loose as good as anybody that bowled here in Las Vegas this year.
Oh, you don't want to bowl him, and I don't think you want to wrestle him, but he's a strong young man.
He's a Nittany Lion.
Yeah, he's tough, I'll tell you.
End up doing here today. I know that throughout the qualifying and even the Baker match play that was held this week, Fred, 200 was a wonderful score.
Well, it was a very difficult condition. It's demanding, but that's what the greatest players like. They like a shot maker's condition. You had about a board and a half out there. Not quite 2 boards. There's a lot of oil in the midsection of the lane. If you throw the ball, it'll skip past the pocket. If you roll the ball, it'll overhook. So you got to hit your target. There, as we can see, he threw that ball a little hard. It hit the midsection of the lane, just sailed right past the pocket. Let's see now if he can step up here. Jerry can make this 4-9 split.
What was refreshing all week long, too, Fred, was the fact that spares were very much a factor in whether or not you won a match or you qualified for the telecast.
Yeah, it was all about accuracy, loft, roll, those 3 things. As you can see, if you lay the ball down, it'll take off the hook. If you loft it, it'll skid. So the spares were not a given, Denny, and that's really the fun part of bowling when they're not a given. You got to get up there and really concentrate on every shot. And
in many cases, there were 2, 3, 4 pins left standing, as we see right now, and you don't have to make an errant shot to miss those.
That's like a double right there. When you do that, that'll pump your team up, I'll tell you.
Oh, there's a smile, and rightfully so, and a sigh of relief. This format is so much fun, especially if you're here as well, because there are certain teams that have large contingents of fans, and it's nonstop action. I think that's the thing that's really fun. You see a good wide shot here. It gives you an idea of what team bowling is really all about.
56 teams, Denny, this week. 56 of the best players, senior players, some women players, the best amateurs and professionals coming here to build it out for this title. I think that's what makes it work.
Well, I think what was fun was you do have the AMs and the professionals playing together. And I think that there should be more of that in the game of bowling. It's a lot of fun to watch, and of course this guy right here has provided you with a lot of highlights throughout your coaching career.
Well, I watched him win the World Cup in Brazil. I'll tell you, this guy can really play. He's one of the best players in the world. And you can see why. He can just stay down at the foul line, Benny. Better than anybody. He can just leave it roll off of his hand without grabbing the fingers or flipping the thumb. He's got one of the best releases and best posts at the foul line that I've ever seen in the history of the sport.
Early in the week throughout this tournament, the left-handers had themselves a beautiful condition to get to the pocket, and of course as the week wore on, that changed a little bit for them, and it really, I don't think, favored anybody, Fred, before the event was finished up, did it?
It didn't matter then if you threw a big hook or if you threw the ball straight. I think it may have favored the person that threw the ball straighter, more natural, but even the hook ball players, we had John Hurd, and Lord only knows he can put something on the ball. He bowled marvelous. I'll tell you, what a player on a tough condition. Everybody says, well, he just throws a big hook. I got news for that. John Hurd can bowl. He threw the big hook in the pocket.
Missed spare attempt there, and what makes it really tough is the fact that your spare ball's not always on the rack, so you have to go search it out and then go ahead and use it. Hopefully you don't have to do that too often. All right, we're about halfway through here, our opening round match in the round robin here at the Orleans. We'll go ahead and take a break and come back with more from Las Vegas right after this. Orleans in Las Vegas, midway through round number 1, and let's head down to the bowlers area and Marshall Holman.
Thank you very much, Denny. I'm here with Tennelle Milligan. And Tennelle, you had the high average on your team. You're going to have to bring it from a little deficit right now. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good, excited. I'm excited that these guys asked me to bowl, and they had enough confidence in me to be here.
Well, they certainly should have confidence in you. With a 213 average over all the qualifying games in match play, she's a player.
Thank you.
All right, go get her.
All right, thank you very much, Marshall. Tennelle, yeah, she's an integral part of that team. I think that's what we're going to talk about, right? Putting teams together. It's really fun from the psychological side.
It really is, Denny. When you get people to gel and people have fun and people have the right attitude with each other, and who bowls lead off, the person that can read the lanes the best, who bowls anchor, the person that loves the heat, who bowls second, who bowls third, but who likes to follow who helps each other with how much the ball's hooking. If I throw a big hook, then I'm going to follow you if I throw a big hook. If I throw it straighter and you throw it straighter, then I would want to follow you. So we try to match the players up, personalities and styles.
I would think that it would be critical when you're following, especially when you're only getting one shot on each lane, to be able to get feedback from your teammate.
Team communication is the key there. We had it all week with our team. We had a lot of fun. I was talking about the lanes and an ongoing basis. Oh, is that a big strike right there? That just closed this match down to 2 games now between 5-star appraisal and turbo 2-1. And now let's see what the great Mika here, the man from Finland, can do on lane 58.
Excellent play, but solid 10. And you find, by and large, Fred, that most of the fan contingent goes a little straight with the ball.
They sure do. Because of tougher lane conditions over in Europe and around the Asian zone, they throw the ball much straighter.
As we move back to the other match.
Here is that Storm Products has got 2 3-baggers. They're acting like these lanes are easy today, and H&B is having a little trouble getting lined up, throwing a few splits. But they had a great week all week long. They're a nice young team. They've got a lot of nice players there. They have a lot to be proud of for the way they played this week.
Watching the last couple of days, there were a number of Brooklyn strikes that were key, and you don't have to miss by much to cross over.
No, then if you go against the grain of the wood, and actually this is synthetic surface, but if you go against the grain of the ball rotation and it hit the oil, it rotated right. And then if you'd square it up and get with the ball rotation, take off and hook a foot and a half. So it really touch you there, just on that spare. You see it hit the back end, and it just took off and made that spare on the left side instead of hitting the right side.
All right, we've got a quick break in the action. Let's head back to Marshall Holman. Marshall.
Thanks, Denny. I'm here with Tim Mack. And Tim, you are fired up.
Yeah,
the whole team.
I'm just ready to go here. You know, we worked hard. We've been wanting this tournament. We worked hard all week. And, you know, it's a great group of guys. Got a great format here. Exciting crowd, you know. Some great people in the audience. And come on, Brian, one time.
Boy, he's rooting them on. All right, well, let's go back up to you, Denny.
All right, thank you very much, Marshall. It's serious business down there right now in the bowlers area.
Well, Denny, not only are they bowling for 30,000.